playing in Cardiff is always special for me. Then I'd never actually sang in Cardiff Castle before. I'd been in there and it was a boy. Little did I think then, you know, when I was a kid, that I would be actually singing in Cardiff Castle, so it was great. And the weather was great, because that's the thing, you know, as we all know about Wales, you never know whether it's going to rain or shine, but the 3 nights were fantastic. So it was 10,000 people a night, so it was like 30,000 people over 3 days, and it was really exciting. I don't think it gets any more exciting than that for me. I mean, it was great because the old part of the castle, the keep there, we've got the big Welsh dragon flying on the top. So every night before I went on, you know, I looked up at the dragon and, you know, here we go. So it was really a tremendous feeling. I'm always concerned, especially the first night, because the singers' voices change from day to day. It's not exactly the same 2 nights running. So I'm pleased to say that every one of the shows, my voice was really clear, you know, and strong. I must say that every time I played in Wales, it clicks. Even before, I mean, it was clicking before I went, before I left there. You know, when I was singing in the clubs and all that. I mean, it was always great, I must say. There's always been a great atmosphere for me. But then, you know, going back with hit records and playing to people that I know, and they know me, you know, it's local boy makes good. And you don't get quite that atmosphere playing somewhere else.
I would like to say it's great to be back home once again.
And I'm thinking that when I'm on stage, you know, I'm singing to these people who know me, not only as Tom Jones, the entertainer, but Tom Jones, the local boy, you know. So it's like getting back in front of your family, if you like. I wanted to do good.
Cardiff, we love you! Forest, we love you! Pontypridd, we love you! Wales, we love you!
I'm so glad that we filmed those shows in Cardiff, because there was a buzz, and I felt it, and I hope everybody else did, that were there.
Thank you. Hey, come through. Posters for the South Wales Echo. Who wants your face painted?
She was a woman. As she see me, I watched it without a mama.
There are so many singers in Wales, so they love it if you can sing. And that's what got me through those workmen's clubs and dance halls, because I've got this big voice, so they understand that. Sometimes I wonder if some people, you know, with smaller voices that had been born in that area, I don't know whether they would have even bothered to go into show business, because I don't think they would have, they wouldn't have lasted long.
If I only knew what I should do to make you love me.
But I was lucky that I was doing something that the Welsh people could associate with. You know, I mean, I was singing rock and roll music, and I was singing American pop music, but it was the way, the delivery that the Welsh people love.
Make you love me.
Well, first of all, I'm lucky to have been born with a strong voice. But I went for lessons. You know, I went for, and the woman that did it, she was a Welsh soprano, and she said that if you're going to sing pop music, she said, you're doing it as correct. You're natural. The way you're singing is the right way. unless you want to become an opera singer, she said, and I can make your voice higher. You know, you can become a full tenor if you want to. It's there if you want to do it. And I said, I don't really want to be an opera singer. You know, I love pop music. She said, why, for the money? I said, no, not for the money. I said, I like pop music. She couldn't understand it because she was an opera singer, you see. So she thought that people only sang pop music because they couldn't sing opera. You know, they weren't good enough.
That ain't the way to have fun.
The only thing that I've got to watch really is not to sing too much, because sometimes I'll do a show and if there's some musicians around, like we did some shows in Palm Springs and Billy Joel's rhythm section was there. So I did this charity show and they, you know, they're fans and everything, and so they had a piano and I started singing and they knew all these bloody tunes, you know what I mean? So, and I was sort of doing tunes that I had never actually, I'd heard, you know, some things that Jerry Lee Lewis had done and some blues tunes and that I hadn't really tried. And this piano player was so good, and I thought, you know, let's try it now. But then time goes on, you know, and they pouring out the champagne is there and the Cuban cigars, and so Don Archell, the fella that works for me, he says, Tom, you know what I mean? He said, you got a show tomorrow. Ah, yeah, that's all right, that's all right. So, you know, I've got to be told when to stop. When I first started singing in pubs and clubs, they didn't have microphones. And if they did, they didn't want to use them. I remember when I was in the Wood Road Club, there was a fella there called Glennog Evans. And he was a big fella, a rugby player. And he had a big voice. So we would be there on a Sunday night, and there was a microphone then. You know, later on they got the mic. But when he got up there, he would put that microphone as far away as possible, just to let everybody in that club know, I am not using amplification. So they said, well, let's open the windows, Glenn, because maybe they want to listen to you in the Fifth Welsh on the Broadway. You know what I mean? Which is quite a way away. But he used to sing My Mother's Eyes. You know, and the fella had such a great way with him, because we would make a bit of fun of him. Oh, let's have My Mother's Eyes, Glenn. Okay, let's have that. Well, by the time he finished it, we'd all be crying. You know, I mean, the man did it so well. So those were the kind of fellas that if I went into a pub by my, you know, not with my guitar or you know, with my band, if I was just there by myself, I had to be able to sing. You know what I mean? And sing stuff that they could understand. And you know, Glennog Evans was one of those fellas. He was like, when I was drinking in this pub and the Rolling Stones came on the TV, you know, when they first time they were on there. And Glennog said, Jesus Christ Almighty. He said, when are you going to get off your bloody arse and get up there and show these people how to sing? so he was on my side, and I didn't know that he rated me as a singer, you know, because singing rock tunes and that, you know, but he did.